Yeah, so I realized one thing, and that I'm gonna be too bored not to write. So it's probably not the best to get out of the habit anyway. So I think I'm gonna just keep going with the new book. So today's day one, I believe, of this. I'm not sure if it's going to be an everyday kind of thing. I'm gonna do my best. But I do have to continue the screenplay as well. Yeah. So I'm just setting the boundary. It's not going to be necessarily. So okay, these are the parameters. It's not going to be necessarily how the last book was, where I ended up hoping to like finish by the end of the year, or anything like that. I mean, there will be one parameter. I'm going to finish by the end of March. That's for sure. I'm just not sure, exactly when and with how many words. The plan is about 80. For some reason, I chose like 88, but that's arbitrary. So it's going to be around 80 to 90K, no more than 90K for sure. Gee, I look so tired. But yeah, so I'm just going to be starting that. I'm going to show you the word count later on. First, I'm just going to get some coffee. I'm so tired, man. I just woke up, but yeah, I got to splash some cold water on my face. Yeah, I believe I'm starting with 80 like words on the doc, because I just wrote like a sentence or like a short paragraph. So we're starting with a blank canvas, baby. It's my favorite. So yeah, see ya. All right, having drank some coffee, I'm ready to put a little dent into today's word count. We're at exactly 82 words because I wrote 2 paragraphs, I see now, of the first chapter. So here it is. It's pretty much a blank page. So yeah, I couldn't get better than this. Look at that, 82 words. Did I say 82 pages before? Fuck, I don't know, but 82 words, one whole page. Not even 1,000 characters, so let's get to work. All right, an update is in order, my friends. A lot has happened since I last checked in. Yeah, I said I'd start writing immediately. I did not do that, but hear me out. I went for a walk because I was thinking, like, I need to kind of switch my mind off from the previous series because I've been in it for so long. The fantasy world, like, that's the world I've most fleshed out of anything I've ever written. It's the most in my head. The main character, the other characters, like they live rent free in my mind, right? And I need a break from them, but I can't just switch off instantly and start writing something else. So I was thinking, let me get in the mind frame of these characters. Let me refresh a little bit in my memory, because I mean, I could also, of course, I will read the last chapter I wrote in this sci-fi series that I'm now continuing, but yeah, I made a little playlist to listen to, get in the vibe. I went on a walk, and because like I have this really nice park with this nice view of the city, that I go to, I went there just to kind of walk around and get in the mind frame, because when I got there for the first time, or when I went there for the first time, I kind of got this vibe, this kind of just vibe that related to the series. The characters, the 3 main characters of the series, they actually come from this area, like in my mind, right? Not necessarily that they were born here, but they were here before the series. So that's a spoiler, I guess. I don't know. It's not much of a spoiler, to be honest. That's as much as I'm giving away. But yeah, I'd like to imagine that they were here because I can imagine their lives beforehand, before the series starts, while I'm here. And so that helped me get in the mind frame. And I really did switch. So now I've been making an outline of the chapter, and also the subplots that take place. Not all the subplots, the 3 main plots, I suppose. The 3 main characters that I'm writing about. So their goals, like what they're doing in this book, because they do have very different plots that converge, of course. They're all working together at one goal, but they're in this contained setting where they all have a different idea of what they want to do. You know, they all catch on to different things. It's a very cat and mouse chase, contained, like in the box. Very uncomfortable situation that they're in. So that's what I'm trying to get into, the mind frame of that. And I've been pretty successful, I think. I've written quite a lot. I think I wrote like a good 700, 800 words. For some reason, I confuse those a lot. What's the document at now? Oh, actually, it's at 1152 words right now. So that's pretty much what I wrote today. In terms of the outline, and you know, some of the, basically I like to have like a little character cheat sheet of like the characters in the scene, or generally just the characters in the book. Right now it's just the ones that are present, and the ones that like are you know, carrying on from some of the antagonists perhaps from the last book. They won't show up in this one, but they're relevant, so I need to keep them in mind. But yeah, so there's that. And now I just started writing my my first chapter. So yeah, it's getting a little later today, so I don't know if I'll get past 1,000. I hope to maybe get around 1,000. But I'm pretty confident in what I want this chapter to be, you know, what I want it to look like. The first one is quite a hurdle, right? So yeah, but I'm just excited. I haven't written the first chapter in forever, because that first chapter from the last book that I wrote that years ago. I wrote that in 2020 after I finished my first book. I revised it, of course, when I came back to it, but I was already 4 chapters deep. So I revised those 4 chapters and then got to the rest of the book. So I wrote in a kind of fresh way since 2023, the end of 2023. I wrote 33 chapters that were fresh and more recent. But before that, I had 4 that I already wrote. So the first chapter I wrote was the sci-fi book, which was my second book, which is this is the sequel to. And I wrote that first chapter all the way back in 2021. You know, so it's just crazy. I did take these like prolonged breaks from projects. I think I just needed to mature for them, I suppose. After I wrote my first book, I realized this works as it is now. It will have to be revised before I publish it. And so, you know, it's taken some years to get into the shape I want. But that also came with other challenges and other projects and school and work and whatever that got in the way, just life. So yeah, now it's all coming together. But yeah, this is the first chapter I've written in a long time. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to it. I'm going out for dinner soon too, so today's gonna just be a late day. I'm fine with that though. I'll update you once it's all good though. So yeah, see you in a minute. I forget those words sometimes. We got to almost 1,500 today, actually. But I did start. I did start a little late. I did finish a little late, but I got a little bit of last minute inspiration for the scene, and I think we're doing really well. So yeah, let me just show you where we're at. I kind of played around with that first 80 words I had going for me, so I'm just gonna count this whole beginning as the first day. So here we go. There we have it. 1487. We got 5 pages so far. Yeah, man. I love the blank. Ooh, I love how I can adjust this light. Like, hell yeah. Yeah, I'll keep it like this for now. Oh yeah, I'm a little tired. I could also adjust the level here. But yeah, I'm gonna just sit down. I'm gonna just sit down in front of my room. There we have it. Yeah, it's just good. It's good to start a new project. I love doing it. It's just, you can't keep starting over and over again. You have to finish your old ones. So always stick with those ideas that you can't get rid of, that they just live rent free in your mind. Because at the end of the day, like that's usually what you want to write. I don't know, even if it doesn't seem like marketable or whatever reason you might have, you kind of maybe get bored of it while writing. It's not necessarily that the idea is bad, maybe it's just the execution. You should never feel bored while writing. And I've talked about this before, yeah. But no, I've known friends too who say that they get bored sometimes while writing fiction, and that just means that they're not looking into the nitty gritty of the conflict that could be happening. You have to just constantly think, like, what could go wrong here? Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. That's Murphy's Law, right? Or whatever you fear happening the most is most likely to happen. There's one or the other. Maybe those are two of Murphy's Laws, but yeah, think of that always. Conflict is the catalyst of all fiction, so that's what you have to keep in mind at all times. I would say keep it at like a good 70% minimum. If it goes below that, I feel that it kind of can get a little repetitive or boring, or right, there's not enough to stay for. So you have to just constantly have some kind of issue. And if you feel like there's a particular scene that doesn't have that conflict, it's either because you didn't integrate the main conflict, or you just didn't think of something that could go wrong in that scenario. That your character should always have something to figure out that furthers their character arc while also carrying the themes that you've kind of instilled into the story, or that are naturally occurring in that your kind of story. So yeah, but the conflict in these first 5 pages is crazy already. Of course, I mean, I have the benefit of having written that first book, which established the conflict, and kind of made it obvious, like, where everything's heading. At least it's obvious for now. It won't be after this book. But it's just fun. It's fun. It's really exciting. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. I don't know how long this book will be per se. I do have like a basic kind of word count as a parameter, but anywhere from, like, I guess 80 to 90. Right now I'm like at 1,500, so I can't really say much. But I think this chapter is gonna cap out at almost maybe 5,000. We're gonna try to get to around 5,000 words. The chapters for this series aren't particularly super long. There are some, the real big main events are quite long, but I'm gonna stand up again. But yeah, generally the chapters aren't super long. I think 15 pages is maybe the average. But yeah, I have the manuscript for the first book right here. I've been looking over the last chapter to kind of piece everything together, and that last chapter was actually quite short, because the penultimate chapter was where everything went crazy, right? That was the climax of the book, and Yeah. For this one, this is actually short because that book had 18 chapters. This one's gonna have 16. So I think the climax will probably be 15th chapter. Kind of the things are gonna go wrong pretty early in this book, actually, because this is a very confined environment, and you know the characters are too smart for their own good, so they're gonna find things out that are pretty rough. But it's generally, yeah, it's just gonna be rough for them. I'm working with another new character, a new character that I'm inside the mind of this time, so that's exciting too because I haven't explored their psyche. So yeah, that's gonna be a good one to explore. I'm just tired now, so I'm gonna get ready for bed. Tomorrow I have school at around 4, I believe, so quite late. And I have an assignment to do as well. It's pretty simple. It's kind of like a checkup after our internship mentorship period. So yeah, I just have to update some of my previous documents that I used for a similar assignment we had. Somebody's watching TV. But yeah, I'm gonna go now. Day 1 over. It was a pretty good day. I don't know what I'll call this series. I mean, honestly, I came up with a better name for the last series after it's done, because the whole time it was the winter novel marathon. Why not write-a-thon or something like winter write-a-thon? I don't know. I have like a good 80 videos to change, but whatever. I'm gonna just do what I do. I'm gonna come up with a name for this series in a minute, but yeah, peace out. I'll see you day 2 tomorrow. I'm gonna keep on these daily vlogs for now because honestly, I don't want to get out of the habit of doing all this jazz. I'm enjoying this too. It's nice to keep myself accountable. I've never written quite this much consecutively, day after day after day. I've never been this disciplined in terms of writing, so it's just working wonders, man. It's just working wonders, and I'm really happy about that. So yeah, see you tomorrow. Peace.